Namaste! Welcome to soulmart.me Guided Hangouts to Practical Wizardry. I am GA number 1, your humble moderator. Please join me and welcome our host, a psychic, famous astrologer, and one of the most magical wizards in the world, the wonderful Wizard of Christopher Witecki.
Hey guys, so nice to see you back on the air. Welcome to Virgo, or shifting into Virgo consciousness, and this is Practical Wizardry. I'm Christopher Witecki. I'm an astrologer, a psychic, and I call myself a modern wizard. And the truth is magic is what Earth is all about. We're all here to kind of do our magic in the form of creativity and expressing who we are. How's everybody in our audience? Yay?
Yay!
Wonderful.
Feeling good? Okay, good. The vibration is good. We've wrapping up in Leo. If you guys started watching us, this show went live in Leo, the sun in Leo, and this is kind of going to be about probably a year's effort on my part. I think I'm going to go ahead and donate to the world some of my knowledge about each of the 12 signs for a year. And now we're up to Virgo, and we're talking about what magic is. And it's fortunate I started it in Leo because Leo is step 1 of how to manifest reality, which is I love. That's step 1. And there's actually a step 0 before step 1, but we'll talk about that later, actually. Today we're going to actually talk about the final step, strangely enough. So in astrology, as we're touring through the magic of reality, we go from step 1 to step 11, the final step. We go from step 1 to step 11, and it's interesting. But before we get into the magic of it, I want to talk about more of the practical of it. We're in the first chapter of Sun in Virgo, and for everyone doesn't know, Virgo is basically reality. So in the whole spectrum of consciousness and magic, Virgo is the actual reality where the spell happens, right? Everything up into reality, the other 11 states, is an invisible state of awareness, a state of consciousness that we can't tangibly feel. But Virgo is the only state of awareness that we actually feel. It is the physical creation, the very last step. That's why it is step 11, the last step of manifestation. It is the final step. And this is why Virgo rules anal retentiveness. and that's what I'm going to start talking about. The first 10 stages, the first 10 degrees of Virgo deal with, when it comes to our practical wizardry, when it comes to our magic, a lot of us actually screw up our magic because we screw up step 11, the final step. Now, the final step is the harvest, right? This is when you bring in your manifestation, step 11. And it's actually in the accepting and receiving of bringing in what you ask God for that many people screw up their magic, that final step. A lot of times it's because, in fact, most of the time I'd say it's because people are screwing up the first 10 degrees of Virgo, right? And the first 10 degrees of Virgo is basically the allowance of the 12 states of awareness to manifest in their simplest form. All right? So emotions will manifest in its simplest form. So if, let's say we're going to manifest something, let's say a new car stereo. We're going to manifest a new car stereo, and we do the whole spell. When that car stereo comes, there will be an emotional part of that stereo. There will be step 2. There will be a love part of that stereo. I love it. Okay, step 1. There will be all 12 states of awareness that come with, or 12 states of awareness will, through law of attraction, draw an attraction. So very junior wizards, wizards who are just starting out, or basically people who bought into the American currency system of money, they're all focused on what? Step 11 first. Everyone's focused on step 11 first. What does everyone do? They all create a vision board showing all the step 11s they want to bring. No one works on any of the steps before 11. Just get me here, this thing right here, without knowing what goes into that or why you want it or any of those things. And what ends up happening is, if you have a problem with one of the steps, let's say that you can't do step 1 very well. Step 1 is I love. So last month was all about inner gospel, building up the love, promoting yourself, becoming the sun, becoming the center of your solar system, right? If you can't do that, then when you manifest something like the car stereo and it comes in the mail, guess what happens? You go, I don't know if I love it. You question it. Now, why don't you know if you love it? It's not because it's the wrong car stereo. It's because you don't know if you love yourself to begin with. So therefore, everything you manifest has step 1 broken down in it. Therefore, your wife, everything you do is questioning the detail of step 1, the first 10 degrees of the spell. So basically, junior wizards screw it up because A, they're putting out spells that don't have the full 10 steps behind them. before they go for the step 11. And we're going to talk about that. And secondly, if there is a broken down part of those 11 steps, you will see something in the manifestation broken down there too. So if you're broken down in your heart, something in the manifestation will be broken down in its heart. If you're broken down in your emotions, something in manifestation will be broken down in its emotions, or your emotions about the manifestation. Remember, reality is a reflection of who we are. So anything you manifest is a reflection of all of your dents and bruises and everything else, and spiritually that's true. So this brings me to our pet peeves, all right? And I want to talk about that when we go to our interacting, because at the end of the day, what ends up happening is that people manifest. They put out, they lightcast, they go, "Dear God, universe, you know, give me the most perfect car stereo and bring it now." And so the universe brings it, and then what happens? They reject it. "No, I don't know. Is that the stereo? I don't know." They reject reality. So basically, as soon as you don't have a good spell, the first thing to do is the inner brat goes, "No, this isn't it." And usually the human being goes on strike with reality. "That's it. I don't care. Da, 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 every time. Da, da, da. See, all the evidence proves. I never get what I want. It's never what I want. It's not what my whole heart wants." And then you go into that whole discussion about, well, should I compromise what my heart wants or shouldn't I compromise what my heart wants? I mean, I deserve it. Blah, 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 blah. And you know, one of the things I teach in my classes, which, by the way, tickets are for sale now. If you want to learn all this magic A to Z, I have Lightcast Bootcamp starting right after Labor Day, and I have Jumpstart the Heart, which focuses on step 1 in 90 minutes. And these things really polish young wizards and wizardresses to step in their magic. So this is a good time to do it. But I teach all of this and how to step into all of this. But the first thing that we learn is that you don't step out of the game of reality or magic. You don't step out of the game. If you manifest something and God Universe brings you a radio you don't like, you don't step out of the game. Once you have manifest or lightcast or say, "God Universe, bring me something," you have served the ball to reality. And then when the ball comes back not the way you want, which is a lot, okay, everyone has to practice, right? Practice makes mastery. So it often doesn't come back. The first thing you can't do is immediately reject your own reflection, your own manifestation, and write it off and get into a disagreement with God, universe, and the whole system anyway, which kind of sounds like a pissed off Virgo, doesn't it? Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen of our studio audience, that gong sound means we are opening the floor to questions and answers. Unmute your microphones, and please remember to raise your peace fingers when you want to comment. Take it away, Mr. Wizard.
So I want to know what your pet peeves are. Someone tell me your pet peeves. This is just for us to play and understand. Let's go to Kristen.
My biggest pet peeve is for sure smacking. I can't stand it. It drives me insane.
You mean when a man just smacks a kid? I can hear someone
chewing from across the room.
Oh, chewing loudly.
Yeah. Well, I don't like it when people smack their kids either. Don't get me wrong.
I hate it when kids. Yeah. I hate it seeing kids smack. That's my biggest pet peeve. That is a pet peeve of mine. But okay, so do you know why? Have you ever thought about why that bugs you?
No, but it does. It's like an OCD type bugs me. Like I said,
Correct.
I can hear chewing from across the room.
So it's like, so really, and just to kind of point out and carry it further to my whole point, it's like if you were getting married to like Prince Charming and someone in the front row of your church was smacking gum, it would ruin your whole wedding.
No, it wouldn't.
Well, okay, good.
I would stay in love.
Okay, good. I didn't say you fall out of love. Yeah. I'm not saying you fall in love. And ruin your whole wedding is dramatic. Come on, I have a Leo rising. Work with me here. It's TV. Who else has that?
I am a Virgo rising. So.
Oh, whatever. And here we are in it. What good, Dawn? I want to know your pet peeve.
Okay. This has to do with manifesting. People want things they cannot handle. They want the sexy guy who's leading the band, but they can't handle groupies. You can just extrapolate that.
Yeah, okay, so your pet peeve is a manifestation pet peeve, interestingly enough. And you're saying you get triggered when people manifest things that they're not ready for, basically, or something like that.
Yeah, or if they'll ever be ready for it. It's like they think there's someone they're not. Maybe that's my pet peeve, people who fantasize about who they really are. They don't accept their own truth. A jealous woman can't be with a rock god. She'll get jealous.
Right. Of course, they haven't carried it out that through, and that's the whole thing. I mean, you're totally right. But have you thought about why that triggers you? Just curious.
Because you help people. I like to help people, and then they get what they wanted, and they're so pissed off.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not happy.
All right. One last example. Anyone? Okay. I thought I saw on the right here.
Yeah.
I don't.
Robbie?
There we go. Go for it, Robbie.
Okay, my pet peeve is people who don't put the shopping cart in the little corral thing, or don't take it back to the store and leave it just flying around in the parking lot.
So people who, yeah. So yeah, irresponsible shopping cart returnage. There's probably like there's like a memo at Vaughn's, like, regarding our policy for irresponsible shopping cart returnage with our client customers. Oh my God! And have you figured out why that kills you inside?
Yes.
What is it? Share.
Well, it's disrespect of property. You know, the grocery store or the department store or whatever, they're nice enough to supply that shopping cart, and you're not nice enough to take care of it. So it's like disrespecting property.
Yeah, and that gets you. And what's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius with an Aquarius rising and a
Okay,
Virgo
double.
moon.
Virgo moon. So we had a little Virgo there. That's I was just I smelled a little Virgo. Just say, and that's not bad. Well, the truth is, and let me think. What's my pet peeve? I mean, I have so many. To be honest with you. Where does one begin? I think I started the whole series for this moment. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know. I'll have one come to mind, but one will come to heart here. But in essence, this is kind of everyone's soul work assignment for the week, and then what we're going to talk about here as we move into the next segment, which is the things that hang us up, and that was what I was trying to pull out of the audience is what things about life hang you up. Now, what I want to help everyone get here in this show, if you're watching this show, first of all, the one thing I want to prescribe to wizards is to change your official response or approach to reality at large, which is part of the first 10 degrees, like the way you approach reality. And this is extremely important if you're going to be a successful wizard and manifest cool things, is the way you officially approach reality. And the first 10 degrees of Virgo is the way you approach reality. So we all know people have an approach already, like, oh God, I'm sick. There's an approach to reality, right? The entire approach of their life, they're sick. And sick is a really good one because of Virgo is about sickness and what sickness really is. And we're going to get into sickness in the next couple of weeks. But we're at the very, very fundament of what sickness is. Sickness begins really with a disagreement with reality. Like, I don't like this. This is not what I think it should be, right? Now, the truth is if you have a basic disagreement with reality, what you're saying is, I don't belong here, when clearly you do, right? Clearly you belong in reality. Clearly you belong here if that's the case. And so people have, was that my question answer period ending?
Yes, it was. Thank you,
okay.
Christopher. We'll be right back with Practical Wizardry right after this message from our sponsors.
Are you ready to find love? Do you even know what turns you on? Are you having a hard time with your boyfriend or girlfriend? Your love trouble is over. In one video, you'll understand what you're looking for in love and what you offer. We'd like to introduce a new phenomenon called Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. You send us your date of birth, we cut together a special video all about you. This video will answer all your love and sex questions. So come check us out, secretsofbirthdays.com.
And now, without further ado, back to our wacky wizard, Christopher Witecki.
I am wacky too, if you don't know. So anyways, thank you everyone for staying attuned through all that, and we appreciate it. We are talking about practical wizardry, we're talking about magic, we're talking about the details of life, we're talking about how people reject the details of life, and we're really talking about what Virgo energy is. And you know what I thought about over the break? I think I should take a step back, and we should take a dive into a little show and tell of Virgo consciousness, just a little bit more show and tell before we talk about those pesky details. And today I'm doing a screen share right out of my off of my desk here. And this is famousbirthdays.com, and it's listing famous Virgos, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to look at famous Virgos. And right at the top here is Niall Horan, which I guess is he's part of the British band One Direction, which is blowing up. But he's pretty popular. Now, Michael Jackson, well, there's a Virgo that we've heard a lot about. And God bless Michael. Look at the comparison there between picture number 1 and picture number 2, as far as where Michael was. Beyonce, all right, she's one of my favorite Virgos, actually. And she does, and when you're looking at these Virgos, think about the magic that these little wizards do, these famous wizards do, right? So far, the first top 3 are musicians, right? And actually, some of these I'm showing for the kids at home, but I have no idea who this person is. Another British boy band, another Virgo British boy band. I think the Virgos are in the British boy bands because they can stay up with all the detailed choreography. Adam Sandler, and this is courtesy of famousbirthdays.com. Adam Sandler is one of my favorite Virgos, and you know, with his magic, you know, you really can see that his magic is all based on picking on himself. So his comedy, all of it is picking on himself, right? But one of the Virgo basic traits, Kobe Bryant, who obviously it's like that Virgo ability to perform brilliantly in sports is pretty common. Pink, which is basically a boy band but a woman, just kidding, in one. And the other one, let's see, oh, Jack Black. I think Jack Black's another Virgo whose magic is based on his flaws, right?
I like him. And
one of my favorites, Cameron Diaz. The only Virgo woman I think I would ever date. Sorry, ladies. Just kidding. But she's so adorable. I love her to death. Now, interestingly enough, other Virgos. Let's look at a trend here I just want to show off that I thought was really interesting. Whoops, I'm going all over the map here. Look at the Virgos and their little trends. Notice the round little chipmunk Virgo face, right? And I think that's what Michael Jackson just couldn't, like, accept in himself, was his chipmunk face. Look at Beyonce's chipmunk face. You can see it all over with the Virgos. It's a common theme. Here's Hunter, little chipmunk face. Jack Black, chipmunk with hair. Even, you know, Cameron is all cute and round, bubbly, little chipmunk cheeks. They're all storing Hunter Hayes. He's storing nuts in his cheeks. You can see all of them storing nuts in their cheeks. Look at Michael Jackson before he screwed himself. Nuts in his cheeks. Right?
He's so sweet there.
He is. He's a total sweetheart. This is the virgin energy before he started picking on himself. And one of my favorites, right? Mother Teresa. I don't know if she had chipmunk cheeks. We'll have to go back. Do they have photos back then? I don't know. We're going to have to do an artist rendition of whether or not sweet Mother Teresa had chipmunk cheeks or not, which is one of the telltale signs of Virgos. That cute little perfect chipmunk cheek. So when it comes to Virgo consciousness, I want to bring up the Virgos and their magic because one of the things that Virgos do that is magical is, you know, is that they put the finishing touches on life. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little secret. Step 11 is the finishing touches of your manifestation, the finishing touches. Now, a lot of Virgos, and this is a common junior problem for Virgos and a common junior problem for anybody who has Virgo energy in their chart that's predominant. It's that they try to make something perfect before it manifests, right? So what they're doing is they're applying their nitpicky awareness, which I call hyper-awareness. They're applying it to the spell before it goes out, which is doing Mother Earth's job for her, right? Mother Earth will manifest it. Then you see if your spell is okay and you be nitpicky about it, right? That's actually how magic works. In fact, do we remember what the step was for magic? We're going to go now to a couple of slides because I want to definitely get some quality education in here, not just chipmunk talk. You know, I've been accused of that. Nothing but chipmunk talk. All right, so our goal is to unite our inner Congress. There's a secret master formula to do this. This is the formula that I teach. We talked about step 1 is the first step, I love myself. And in this example, I'm manifesting a wife, so I say I love my wife. I have these slides based on a spell I'm doing. But IB is actually step 11. And these are the 12 states of awareness. They're not listed in the steps here. These are the states. But IB, step 11, is what I say and I teach in class. As far as our incantations, our spells, you always have this basic spell structure that I always give to manifest things, and the spell structure is based on keeping your mind in order and the spell in order. That's why we have these things. But step 11 is, and so it is. And so it is. That's step 11. And so it is. And so it is very interesting because, remember, step 1 is I love. Notice the number 1. 1, I'm number 1. I love me. And then what happens in step 11? Your reflection comes in, and the 1 attracts a 1. That is the law of attraction, the law of reflection, and the steps. The step goes from something you love to something just like you, another one just like you that you attract. That is the fundament of the law of attraction. And the fundamentals of the law of attraction and magic are in all the steps and in all the numbers, and they're symbolic, and it's just so ridiculously themed, you think Sesame Street would have written it, right? So simple and so true. Thank you.
Well, alrighty, Christopher, this is the last segment to meet our studio audience. Ladies and gentlemen, unmute your microphones and raise your peace symbol when Christopher asks questions.
All right, so my little question is in this little round is like what, you know, looking at issues, I want to know if anyone wants to share issues with your manifestations. Have you noticed your manifestations having continued themed issues? Anybody have noticed that? For instance, you know, for instance, in manifesting my love life, have definitely had the same issues in all of my princesses. Definitely some issues. Anyone have anyone that comes to mind? And if not, we can talk. Well, go ahead, Iwana.
Yeah, I have one. Actually, it's a career thing. I hope this time it will be different because I'm the second or the third, but I never win. So that's yeah. So
that's very interesting.
I hope this week is different. Please help me, all of you.
That's very. Hey, you know what? Our heart is there for you. You know, yeah. I was thinking before the show, and I'm going to go ahead and give it away because I couldn't find a picture fast enough. But do you know which Muppet is clearly a Virgo in the Muppet Show or in Sesame Street? Anyone want to think?
Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Well, yes, there's definitely that kind of Snuffleupagus, Virgo, kind of like, okay. I think it's Count. Who the hell loves counting stuff other than Virgo? 1, 2, and that's like Iwana. She's like, I'm always number 3.
Actually,
okay.
Most of the time, number 2.
Oh, number 2. 2 times I've been number 2, and only come in second place. It's too much all 2 times. Well, it's funny. The part of us that counts is the Virgo part of us. And that's the part of us that is literally going, is there integrity here? And that's really the issues of 0 through 10. Am I in integrity? What is integrity? Integrity is we are getting what we put out there. I put out a 1, I get a 1. You have basic integrity. Or are you the person you claim to be? You put out that you're this, but you do something else. You're out of integrity, right?
So
and
it's like, yeah,
go ahead.
I think I'm not worth it. I'm the second best, so I get it. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Well, there's something.
Like
well, actually, it would, you know, if we were in a session, I would go a little deeper. You know, the fact that you're, you know, there's a lot of clue to it. The fact that here's the point, and this is what I'm bringing out for the whole show. And thank you for sharing this pet peeve of yours, because the pet peeves lead to the hang-ups. The pet peeves will show you where it is your sweater's caught on reality, and you can't freaking like what the frick, right? So you're like, I'm caught on second place. It's always second place, you know, like my stupid sweater is caught on second place. Now,
yeah.
The second place, and it's caught on second place, is basically the little detail of the spell that's like not working, right? It's coming on and off, like, and it's telling us. So first of all, how do we react to our life? This goes back to where I was going before that gong, which is how do you react to your life? You can react to the fact that you're always in second place as, oh, you know, like the world is against me. But if you react that the world is against you, you're saying, I'm not a wizard, I have no power, I'm just a victim in this space. All right? And so therefore and so it is. Right? And so your spell shall be. If people believe that they're a victim, and so it is. You're magical. So whatever you believe is what it's going to be. You're right. You're always right. You always will be right. Even when you're wrong, you're right. That's reality. Okay? So the hang-ups, the pet peeves, the things that piss us off, well, those are a very clear, detailed, like neon sign. like pointing to the issue. And the issue with you, we know, what are the clues? Well, we know it's 2, second place. That's a clue. That's a big clue. And there's a variety of clues. So everyone's soul work assignment this week is to go start drilling down on your pet peeves and realize, oh, those are clues to where your spell is not working properly. All right? It's not reality not wanting to do a good job for you. It's frankly amateur spelling. It's amateur spell making. I'm sorry. It's like, sorry. You know, and it's okay. I was there too in 3rd grade. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Actually,
Just kidding.
my other spells
My
work
ego.
pretty well.
Down, boy, down. My spells work too. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of we're always trying to get better. We're always trying to unite, and the details of life are it. And where I want to carry this a little deeper is the truth is in the first 10 days of Virgo, we're looking to see where we are out of integrity. Where we are out of integrity. And one of the clues of your pet peeves is that you're out of integrity there. So you're actually out of integrity somewhere, Dawn, with yourself when people who complain about what they do, blah, 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 right? I'm out of integrity somewhere. It's where we're out of integrity. Now, what does out of integrity mean? It means that the person on the inside is not who's coming out on the outside. So what's really pissing us off in pet peeves is we're going, hey, I'm not a person that would complain or drop the lesson after I gave it. So why the F am I attracting students who don't give a shit? I'm not a person who would not put the cart back. So why is my reality attracting people who doesn't put the cart back? And the truth is, here's the truth of how reality works. When you change your spell, you will never drive to the grocery store while people who don't put it back are there. That's how spells work.
Yep.
People will still continue to do that hazardous shopping cart abandonment. But it won't be while you're around.
Nope.
I don't know what it is. She just gets it. It was like just 5 minutes before. There's carts everywhere. Then they all clean up. She drives in. I don't get it. The people in the store be like, it's the weirdest thing. Whenever she pulls up, the carts just magically go back. Right? Yes. And that's actually been, as I have, like scientifically looked at reality in my spell making, because I've been a geek that's been watching it all along, I have noticed that it's not that the way God universe does it is through law of attraction. And it's like, even if you're like, I've got to go to the store now, and it's like the carts are a mess, guess what? Your car's like, I was like, sorry, we're just honoring your spell. We couldn't get the carts clean in time, so we had to break your car down. Right? That's kind of where you're going, what? That's where you get into little, it's not really that bad, actually. I think, honestly, if you have all of your spells working and the way it kind of works is, I really think the way it works is you're like, oh, let's just go to the store over here. Oh, look, they've got great cart. People here are respectful of the carts. We're coming back here, Frank. Right? And that's where people fall for their own stuff.
That's all the time we have for this week. I'd like to thank our wonderful host, Christopher Witecki, for his amazing lessons of magic today. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yay! Yay! It's inner child transit.
On behalf of soulmart.me and soulgarden.tv, we would like to thank you for watching. We will be back with Practical Wizardry in 1 week on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the Network of Light, soulgarden.tv, or on your YouTube satellite page, youtube.com/soulgarden.tv.
People fall for their own stuff.
I'm your humble moderator, GA1. Until next time, live, love, be.
I don't know. I feel like my throat chakra is strong, baby.
It's all that swallowing. It's all that swallowing.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
There's been a lot of swallowing.
TV.